It's Monday, September 23rd, 2019. Hello, everyone. Are you ready for a change? The sun has gloriously moved into Libra, bringing us to the middle of the astrological year. This is a pivot point that will fully activate with the new moon on Saturday. A lot is happening around this new moon, which I will detail in the new moon recording later this week. For today, the sun is discharging a butterfly preserved and made perfect with a dart through it. The day the sun moves into Libra brings us to a moment in time with an archetypal death or ending. The energy wants us to stop and think and then move forward. It wants us to reflect on where we have come since the sun moved into Aries. It wants us to change direction, change mindset, or change focus. It wants us to move toward more beautiful and loving shapes and forms. At this time, a new awareness, impulse, or initiative is emerging. This is something that takes us to a higher level of consciousness and experience. When the sun moves into Libra, the earth moves into Aries. Today, the earth is discharging the Sabian symbol energetic of 1 degree of Aries. A woman has risen out of the ocean. A seal is embracing her. New ways are welcoming us. Today, Mercury moves to 16 Libra, making direct opposition with the new moon in Aries at 16 Aries from April 5th. That was the beginning of the astrological year. So this means that Mercury has now come to the exact 180 degrees away from that new moon. This means important information comes to us about the world at large and about our personal worlds. Mercury is discharging after a storm. A boat landing stands in need of reconstruction. This energetic is about rebuilding, and when we rebuild, we have the opportunity to make things better than they were. Venus is discharging 12 Libra. Miners are emerging from a deep coal mine. This brings things to light. Which brings me to something very important that is trying to be masked. Under the cover that the conjunction of the Black Moon and Neptune bring, which is the deepest cover, the bankster-run cabal is trying to hide the fact that they are planning a financial crisis. Before I continue, there's nothing to fear here. We had a financial crisis in 2008, and it was not the end of the world. It upended many people's worlds and affected all of us, but it was not the end of the world. This is information to help you prepare your psyche and not be shocked. They feed off of the shock of changes. The fact is that last week alone, the Fed already pumped half of what it pumped into the market to stabilize it after the crash of 2008. In short, they are taking down the dollar as world reserve currency. The end game? America bad. The Fed says they will pump until October 10th. That's 10-10-19 or 10-10-10. 1 plus 9 is 10. If you've been following Oracle Report for a while, you know that in the Phoenician, Babylonian, Roman, British, maritime money system, 10 is the energy of destruction. September 2008, when the mortgage market crashed, was night 10 in the Mayan calendar. I wrote about this in 2007 in my book Eris, Archetype of Shadows, Crisis, and Awakening at the completion of the Mayan calendar, showing their historical precedent to crash under the energy of 10. This information was based on the work of the late Ian Lungold and built upon by Dr. Carl Kalaman. We knew that this was coming. I thought it would be closer to the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January. They want cover, so they are doing it under the epic Black Moon-Neptune conjunction happening now. Notice you are not hearing about this in the news. The Wall Street Journal reported it and then buried it. So what do we do with this information? First, do not panic. Money markets are all an illusion anyway. What is proactive is to secure the necessities you need. We have talked about this for a while. Phoenix at Patriot Intel Report has warned about it, and I've warned about it. That time may be here now. Stock up on what you can, but don't freak out. What is perhaps more important is knowing what may be upon us and stabilizing our psyches so that the impact to the fellowship of humanity is not as great. The more people who are not shocked by this, the better it is for everyone. It's really all about the trauma response. We do not want to feed the beast with our precious energy. And it may not happen. The cabal knows their time is up, and this year's energetic of fairies dancing in the setting sun. They're trying to turn the sun around and not let it set. They're trying to control by creating chaos and then order. Their order, one that is based on a social credit system that they control because they own everything. All of this is bubbling under the surface, waiting for the new moon in Libra, which is basically the cycle of the month of October, which will be the Sabian symbol energetic of a man watches his ideals taking concrete form before his inner vision. We know that the archontically controlled minions like their October surprises. I don't think so. Not this time. No surprises here. Within it all, after the storm, the boat landing stands in need of reconstruction. Whatever happens, by the end, we will emerge stronger. It is time for new systems. How about the old notion of dissolving the Fed? That is something that used to be front and center. We know it's our slave master. If this brings up any fear for you, break through that. You are here to stabilize the fabric of humanity because you can handle the truth. You are a spiritual warrior. Today, as we have a moment frozen in time, fortify your center, your inner world. Connect with Source. Reinforce love and find beauty. We are not pawns. We are awake and aware, and we welcome the new. We'll see you tomorrow, wise owls. Much love.